Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Still pumping blood through the heart. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a start.
Positives. Right
You
there.
got to look on the bright side of everything. And that means that this morning, of course, Zoom decides to have major issues. So we had to switch our recording setup here and doing some things a little bit differently on the fly and caused a little bit of stress for me. I was a little stressed out. I like yelled and threw my headphones and stormed out. And
I thought I was the diva in the group.
well, you're playing the diva. I'm the real diva. So no, it was a lot of pressure to get this up and running, and I hope Zoom comes back because that was something we were all comfortable with. But we're trying some different things now, and
It'll all work out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no saving throw for stress in real life.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet? Wouldn't that be nice?
I think that there is. You just don't know it's happening, and then when you fail, it's called a heart attack.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm lucky I didn't have one of those. At least not today. Maybe next week. But we managed to get by, and at the very least, you'll have some static to listen to when these episodes air. So thank you all for being here today to play this game under these circumstances that just seem to keep getting worse, but we're hanging in there, trying to move the story along and provide some much needed entertainment. I heard that people were running out of shows to watch on Netflix and other things.
How is that even possible? That's just not.
There are more shows
Yeah.
than you could ever watch.
I don't know how. I feel like I'm falling way behind. There are just so many things out there, but I understand there might be a shortage of things that you want to listen to. My wife has started rewatching Golden Girls, which
Wow.
like sends me immediately out of the room. Not that I wasn't a fan of the Golden Girls, but it's hard to rewatch. I'll just be honest.
Thank you for being a friend.
So speaking of thank yous, we should probably take our standard moment or two to thank our Patreon supporters, our wonderful sponsors that help us do things on the fly, like buy new services to stream our podcast to so that we can actually make episodes when they're scheduled when Zoom is down. So thank you, Patreon supporters, for making all of this possible.
Absolutely.
And especially, we talked about calling out some people, I think, one of the previous episodes. And so we're going to do that. And I got permission from some of our Patreon patrons to say their names. So this week, we're going to call out Benjamin. Benjamin, thank you so much.
Yay, thanks,
Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Benjamin became a supporter just in the past couple of weeks and nearly knocked my socks off because I was sure that he misclicked when he became our first $25 a month supporter. But thank you, Benjamin. That was amazing. And actually, that's pretty much what I spent this morning to get us back recording on time. So very timely, Benjamin. It's like you were prognosticating this massive Zoom failure this morning.
Does Benjamin own this recording then? Is that what you're saying?
Technically, that's what it means.
I can't go that far.
This week brought to you by Benjamin.
Thank you, Benjamin, for again helping make this happen. Thank you to all of our listeners and our Patreon supporters for being there. And we hope we can provide a good couple of episodes now. Alar, are you ready to recap us?
I was born ready, Jerry.
Wonderful.
Let's see. Alar and the Outsiders continued their quest to infiltrate Old Town to facilitate a parley between its leaders. They heard of a secret way by way of a rundown chandler's. At the chandler's shop, they found a former sinless hiding in a closet on the run in a city suspicious of any authority. He helped them find the secret entrance to the dark runs, where they were soon beset by a beast. Who will die? Find out on Dungeon Patrol.
Yeah, very well done. We had some conversation before we started recording on who we thought was going to die, and I think our friend Brokos here was pretty convinced it was him.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes the lineup changes in a band, Jerry.
If only I could show like the sad feed of sad-looking Mastiff with in the arms of an
Aw.
angel.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no,
Dude,
no,
too sad.
But Brokos,
stop.
if it's any consolation, you'll
Yeah.
always be known as an original member.
Yes, like Pete Best.
That's right.
Oh man.
he should
Okay.
be a drummer.
Yeah.
More like the
So
drummer in Spinal Tap.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, then
Killing
we-
Dad's
then-
characters.
Then every episode we could
Spontaneously
bet up
combust.
when he's going to lose an arm.
we're a little loopy after the morning's trials here. So thank you, Alar, for the recap. We're gonna hope that no one's gonna die. That's what I'm gonna hope for. We'll see though, because like Alar said, something dropped off the ceiling, landed on our friend Brokos, and he was in Mastiff form. And
Was it
now-
a pancake that someone flipped too hard?
it could have been.
Pancakes.
That'd be delicious right
Some
about now.
spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, spaghetti noodles. Maybe pizza pie. Throwing it up a little too high.
Marshmallow fluff.
Something delicious. Not in a sewer, probably. I'm just gonna guess. But so I can't remember if we rolled initiative last time and I accidentally cleared out our initiative. Not accidentally. I did it on
Accidentally.
purpose. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we're gonna ask you guys to roll initiative again.
Do it. God,
I'm using
Good accent.
D&D Beyond self-roll on their character sheet.
Oh,
It
you're
is
using that?
amazing.
Really?
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be a subscriber to get that, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I have heard good things about it, so
It's
we'll-
fun stuff.
Oh, we'll get your full review after
Okay.
you survive here.
You gotta
So
use the dice, Dad. You gotta use real dice.
I've got so many
Everyone knows
dice
that.
and so little room.
I don't know. It just makes me feel better to actually roll. Like,
Yeah.
It
Well,
gives you
yeah.
the illusion of control.
Like on Friday, I was rolling so bad that I actually used real dice because I was rolling so many ones on the roll 20. It was so
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
What they need is virtual dice jail on some of these apps.
Yes.
That would be the big selling point for me. Alar, what did you get?
I'm a 10.
You're a 10. It looks like Triss has a 15. Kragar, you have a 15 as well.
I do.
Brokos,
Punching it in right now. Isn't it coming up?
it
Whoa.
did 19.
Yeah. That's what you
Okay.
think of that.
Yeah, and you know what
See,
I
aren't you
rolled?
glad we restarted? You rolled a 1.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
That's the way it should be.
So I sort of regret clearing those out, but it is what it is. And so this creature, this thing, this blob that's kind of yellowish in color, kind of slowly drops down onto you like I can't even describe it. Silly putty, maybe. Maybe someone else have a better
I like the pizza dough kind of
Pizza
thing.
Jello.
Yeah, pizza dough.
Yeah, Jello.
I'm thinking more like the slime that kids make, and they said,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, because it's not just silly putty is just like gonna drop,
Yep. That's
And
right.
not envelop.
Correct. That is good. The slime analogy is much better. So this thing drops on you, partially engulfing you, Brokos, but it is your turn.
Well, I would like to, if it's okay with everybody, I'd like to disengage. So, yeah, so is it got me grappled or anything, or?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take I'm going to take a step back here, and then I'll attack. Then, if it's not going to, I'll bite down.
Okay.
So did it attack you? Did you get damaged by it?
No.
No. I don't believe I said there was a surprise round or anything.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
There was some debate last time because he was pretty unhappy about it, not being able to sense it dropping on him.
After
he said
watching
he couldn't
my
smell
dog,
something.
Yeah, if I was keen on something else, though, I don't know. Like, it's a dog chasing a squirrel. They're completely,
Yep.
have no idea. So I would accept the surprise round if that's what you thought.
Well, I mean, but how are you going to pick up one slime versus another in a sewer? I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's really generous that you're accepting that. We appreciate that acceptance.
So no surprise attack? Is that what the DM wants?
Yeah, I figured after my Diva episode before we started recording, I at least owe you that. No, I actually can't remember.
You called me Talent, though.
Yeah, I did call you Talent.
Well, I'm just going to take it for what it's worth. I'm not going to argue with the DM about what he's given me. So I'm going to.
Dad.
Thank you. I'm going to actually use real dice because it's a dog, and I'm going to roll to bite him. I don't know if you can be really knocked prone, so I'm not going to really.
Do you really want a mouthful of this stuff?
It is what it is.
Of course, have you seen what dogs eat?
Yes, right. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Nice.
All right.
And he's going to chop out a whole 5 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, 5 points.
Is this target a creature?
I believe so. What is it here?
Well, here's the thing, and this is kind of a little more complicated. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be knocked prone, but I don't know how it can be knocked prone.
Oh, yeah, probably not. It's an ooze.
Yeah. All right. So, and then I'm going to just, since I have enough movement,
get out of there.
I'm going to roll. I'm going to kind of run around him.
Oh, okay.
And get back from behind.
Nice.
So I'm going to bite him while I'm running around, and that's my turn.
Okay. So you're walking along, sniffing the ground, following this trail. All of a sudden, this glob of stuff falls down from the ceiling in front of you, and you have a second to look up and see more of it heading right towards you. You jump back and manage to skirt around the outside of it, taking a bite as you go. And it is now Craigar's turn.
So, since you ran around it, I get advantage on my attack, right?
Yes, you do, which would be a nice little sneak attack, too.
All right. So I'm going to use my reach to just do 2 quick slashes to see what I can do to this guy.
Nice.
So we'll start off with the old rapier. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 will definitely hit.
For 8 damage. And then I'm going to hit him with the short sword. And that is going to be a 24 to hit.
That is also a hit.
Now, can I only get sneak attack on 1 attack around, right? I think that's how that works. Yeah.
Correct.
Annoying. For 5 damage. So just 2, just like that. And I'll just.
It's not quite as annoying when you're doing like 3d6 later on. 4d6 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the first damage type that you did?
So rapier is
Piercing.
I assume
Piercing.
It's
piercing and
piercing,
slashing.
piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, they're both piercing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both are. And what was your total?
Gosh, Jerry.
I believe-
37 and 29.
That's close.
Roll.
I think
Back
I
in the
have it.
tape.
Okay, so you managed to have a couple of good stabs in on this thing, and your sinks in right up to your hand, and you can feel it start to engulf your hand, and you pull out. But it looks like you did some damage, and it kind of recoils a little bit. You can see it sort of undulate and move away from your weapons, and that is your turn. Now it's
Hmm.
Triss.
So Triss is going to call on her vast knowledge of, I don't know, the sewers of her city. What do I know about this thing? Am I able to do a knowledge roll on something?
Sure. We'll see
What?
what you get. Nature or history or something.
Nature or history or something? Huh. All right. Well, let's
Tell
just
me
see.
on it.
That sounds like an athletics check.
Yeah, it is. So my athletics,
He said
She's
something.
really working out her mind.
I
Oh, no.
trained with these as I was coming up through the. I
Right.
mean, this is what they pitted us against in the army, and so I'm very
Uh-huh.
well versed in. Yeah.
No. I'm pretty
So
forgiving today, but not quite that.
I
forgiving.
rolled a 12.
A 12.
And yeah, and I've got a +0 on nature and +0 on history. So
You've heard of such things,
mm,
and you're able to realize that this could react poorly in certain circumstances. One of those being if it is hit by lightning, could have a
okay.
bad effect. Like an unintended effect that would be bad for all of you, perhaps. You also know that it is resistant to acid, and that they're, basically very slow moving.
Mm. So I don't really know any weaknesses of it.
You do not know any weaknesses of it.
I was really hoping that Triss had some esoteric knowledge about how it recoils and shrivels up as soon as it's hit by dog urine. But no, we're sure that's not it.
I can do that.
You have a supply of dog urine just waiting to be unleashed. But
Well-
no.
Wait,
I certainly do.
Yeah,
He's like, he got him.
Yeah.
you can
That's-
try just to see what
totally my plan.
happens.
All right. Well, then, since I don't really know anything useful other than no lightning, which I don't have access to anyway, I will just run up.
No lightning or slashing. You would think that would be bad.
Okay.
Or
no
slashing.
lightning or slashing. Fortunately, all I can do is pierce it. So I will start with my rapier. And that is, that's a 14.
That hits.
Oh, cool.
So you also should have advantage, right?
Yeah, it's a large
You're-
creature, so
yeah,
that's the way
'Cause
it's
you're
sitting.
across from him.
Well, I mean,
Actually.
I hit it, so I'm cool right now.
Except you could roll a 20.
Okay, then I'll roll again. I did not roll a 20. And that is 5 piercing damage.
All right.
And then I will hit with the short sword. And that is a 19. And yes, and that is 7 damage.
Wow. All right. So that also, you see very similar reaction from Krager's hits. It recoils from your blows, sort of, moves in mysterious ways as you're stabbing it, and tries to recoil from your blades. And it seems to be not liking being stabbed at all. Alar, you're up.
I cast lightning bolt.
just out of curiosity.
Which I don't have as a second level bard. So I am going to instead pull out my mandolin and sing a stinging rebuke of how poor slimes are at dancing. I'm going to cast Bane upon the creature, so it gets a charisma save.
Charisma save. Well, this
Yeah.
thing is all about charisma.
All charisma, all personality.
That's a 7, so I'm guessing not.
Okay. So whenever it makes an attack roll or a saving throw, it needs to roll a d4 and subtract that.
Wow. Okay. Nicely done. Let's see. So that is your turn,
Yes.
and the creature finally gets to go. And I'm just going to roll here quick to see who it would target. And what does it actually do? It's going to reach out with one of its pseudopods, extending this gelatinous yellow mass, comes flinging towards Kragar. And
Why me? I'm not even next to it.
Aren't you anymore?
He's
10
well,
feet.
literally the farthest away.
Oh yeah, okay. I was just basing that on the roll, but now that I look at the map, then it's gonna go after Triss, I guess.
Oh,
That's how that works.
Kragar.
Mhm.
You have to live with her after this episode. man.
Right. So that is a I can't read 19 to hit.
Wait,
And
the -4 doesn't come now,
-4.
Yeah.
or you
Minus
gotta
Or
roll
D4.
minus D4.
4.
oh, I have to roll a d4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for any attack or saving throw.
Roll high.
I did. So 15.
Does not hit.
Ah,
Yay, Alar!
that dancing insult.
Alar did something useful. What the heck? Oh, that was so close. It's going to use the rest of its time here
Yeah.
to retreat. And
Retreat.
yep, it's going to start slinking towards the nearest wall.
All right.
I
so
will include a verse on how
Triss-
cowardly slimes are.
So we all get attack of opportunity,
Triss does.
or are you just going down?
Krager
Well, so
does
does Krager,
too
he's got
because of his
reach.
long arms. Yeah.
Yep. So that's
Well-
I'm going to take my attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Go for it.
17. Well, actually, that's plus my 4, so 20.
Yep.
21.
Definitely a hit.
Okay. And that is 8 damage.
8 damage. That hurts. Okay, so it's slowly moving across the floor away from you, and you lunge out as it heads towards the wall and manage to stab it again. And you see it like recoils and also seems to slow down. Like you get the sense that you really injured it. And Kragar, what did you do?
So I don't think I actually get, because I'm not engaged with him. I only have the long arms for the benefit of attacking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cool. So it is still alive. And then we go back to Brokos at the top of the order.
So if you said pee hurts, dog urine hurts it. If I lift my leg, is that provoking an attack of opportunity?
Uh,
I'm just gonna. I'm just.
Absolutely, it would be.
I'm
That
gonna
would be a
bite
very
again.
dangerous move.
That is a 16 to hit,
That is a hit.
and I'll take another bite and do 7 points max damage.
Max
Bite out.
damage.
Gonna
So
toss it around like it's a dog toy.
the thing starts to climb up this wall next to you. You can see it slowly moving its way up, like it's just like able to climb it without any problems. And you lunge at it, bite down hard, and actually manage to rip a chunk of this globby substance off of its form and shake it around and spit it out on the ground. And then it slowly kind of falls to the ground and sort of loses cohesion and turns into a gelatinous puddle on the ground, and it is dead.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna bark at it, jump and roll around in it,
Oh God!
and then get up and shake it off.
It does smell terrible, and
Awesome.
while you're
You mean
rolling around
awesome.
in it, you notice there are some things stuck inside of it.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll bark at them and look at them and sniff at them.
okay,
I don't have
there.
thumbs and all.
you find a 32 gold worth of rings and coins.
Ooh.
And you also find a potion of some sort in a little vial that has managed to survive inside of this creature for who knows how long, and a steel dagger that appears to be in fairly decent shape. And it's now a puddle that has been trampled through and rolled in on the ground, and you smell like it now. So
Yes.
yeah, that was your goal.
It
All
smells
dogs.
great to me. That's all I gotta say.
There's whole layers of subtlety that we just don't get.
I'll pat Brokos on the head and say, "Good boy."
Good boy, Brokos. So now what are you guys gonna do?
I will ask Alar if he can tell us what this potion is.
I will pick up that steel dagger and examine it for its quality.
The steel dagger looks like it's in pretty good shape. It appears to have it has a steel like chain wrapped handle, so nothing dissolved inside the creature, and it looks like clean, shiny, and new. Like it totally cleaned it up.
And I tell Triss what the potion is.
And the potion is a potion of climbing. Is your best guess?
Oh.
So who knows?
Well, I know I'm right, Jerry.
I don't even know what you rolled or what you're
17.
doing.
See? Look, I talked you into it. I didn't even need to.
Was that for?
I got a 17.
What was that, Brokos?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
What's the quality of this water in the ravine or in the?
It's a sewer.
It's not good. Yeah. It's kind of yellowish on your map, if you can see that.
Yeah.
Prime sewer quality.
Yep.
I just don't know if that was silt or anything like that. Just.
So as far as sewers, it's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see the
can you-
brick in the bottom, so it's some clarity to it.
Yeah, that's true.
All
Ayla,
right.
Can you tell if this is magical?
The dagger?
Yes.
No. Just a regular,
Thank-
nicely cleaned, well-made steel dagger.
Thanks, Alar.
Gregor, you should hold on to the potion of climbing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm going to hold on to this dagger too, if that's fine.
Enjoy your slime dagger.
I will slip it away somewhere where I
Yeah.
can use it later.
Yeah. Rinse it
I'll
off. and
trade you
throw
for
up.
my tail dagger.
It still disturbs me.
I almost forgot about that. Okay, so what's next, crew?
Well, onward. Yeah.
Onward.
on.
We venture on. Lead on, Brokos.
So Broko still has the scent. I'm guessing.
Yes, he does.
Okay. And so you guys keep on traveling through the sewers. A variety of smells assault your nose, Brokos, but you manage to still follow this trail of these were creatures that you've been on since you entered the sewers. And the sewers continue for some distance. You're wary after your last encounter, but although you hear the occasional noise, nothing lurches out at you or drops down on top of you from the ceiling. You see a few crude drawings of the Rat King, but few other glyphs mark your path until you reach a junction where the sewer splits into 3 other channels. And it appears that these tunnels have flooded recently, and you're having a hard time determining which of these tunnels is the one that your prey followed.
Okay.
Well, if Brokos can tell, I can't tell.
Okay, well, we had the symbols. There was like the thieves' symbols as we entered the sewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we had up fire, and then the sort of a circle with a line through it, and then 3 lines with another line through it. And I'm wondering if that's where we are at this point.
Could be.
The next symbol would be down arrow, and I don't know what that means.
Yeah. As you're talking about that, you glance around in this chamber, and you see another crude drawing of the Rat King. But there's one peculiar difference, and that this particular drawing only has 3 rats arrayed in a rough triangle instead of the 6 that you've seen before. And there are also jumbled letters below the drawing of the Rat King. And I will try to share those with you now on your map if I can. And you guys let me know if you can see that.
Scrawled code.
Yeah.
In charcoal, you see a crude drawing of the Rat King. One difference is that there are only 3 rats. Jumbled letters. Plugovideworog Padunwa. When I say those magic words, does anything happen, Jerry?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's nonsense.
I think that it's a code.
You guys are hot on the trail of figuring this out.
Is this a code you're familiar with, Kregar?
Let me see if it seems like any thieves' cant code that I know. Can I roll an investigation or something?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think so.
I
rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. So this is new to you, and it's different than the symbols you saw at the when you entered. So it could be something to do with the 3 rat symbol. You're just really at a loss, Krager. Anyone want to take a guess?
I'm wondering if it's something like, I'm just thinking to myself, this looks like, certainly I understand it. This is a dog. This is, I have no idea. I'm just thinking maybe like, does the 3 rats have to do with like every 3rd letter, or something of that nature, kind of stuff.
That's a tremendous amount of insight from a dog.
Well, I still have my own intelligence and whatnot.
Yeah, no, it was a
But, you know.
compliment. Yeah.
Thank you. But I don't think that really spells out anything if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, you could try to do a survival check. Like it looks like a
Okay, no, I think I've got it.
Yeah.
really.
If you move the letter back 3 places in the alphabet, the first word spells out middle.
Wow. Okay. That's
You didn't intend that there, Jerry?
What's that?
You didn't intend that, or is that just an accidental thing?
No.
That's way too creepy if it is.
Well, I mean, I was thinking along the same idea, so I was looking at the third word because ROG.
Middle sage 2.
Is it sage?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a were rat mistake then. It should be an F instead of a G. So
Middle safe.
Middle safe 2, old.
So the middle, yeah, town.
All right.
Old.
hopefully these were
Old
rats
market.
didn't screw up any other letters there.
Middle safe 2, old market.
Yeah.
Wow,
That
good
does
job.
make sense.
There you go.
You're more clever than you look.
I'm a lot more than I look.
That was let me just say, I was worried about putting this in and putting people on the spot and having 15 minutes of silence while people try. So that was very well done. Good job.
I feel like there's a little bit of payback from being stuck in that, dying in the not being able to get out of the water filled.
Yeah.
This is simple. This is easy stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't want that awkwardness again, right? Like,
Right.
oh, what to do?
So I'll throw some second grade riddles at them. That'll be easier for them to.
Let's just stick to limericks just in case. No, that was nicely done. So you've deciphered this code, you believe. It sort of makes sense. And Old Market, Craigar can tell you, is where the Night Rover guild house is located.
Of course. That's where I want to go.
Okay. So, question is, do you trust this note?
I
yes,
trust myself implicitly. Let's go.
I think that we do trust this note.
Okay.
We will continue to be cautious. Brokos, you go first. Just kidding.
And I'll just splash around and circle around and bark and then head on down.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you follow the second channel, which continues to slope slightly downward. The fetid tunnel goes on for what seems like an eternity. All you can hear is the monotonous squelching and sucking noises from your boots as you trudge through the muck-covered passage. Suddenly, however, you see a light ahead. Not necessarily a light, but rather a slight break in the pervasive darkness. To your right is another passage, narrow but sloping upward. A faint aura of light seems to fill the tunnel before disappearing around a distant bend. There's no muck here, just a steady trickle of foul-smelling water running down a shallow central channel.
Can I hear if I hear anything? I would like to perk my ears up and see if I can hear anything unusual or out of place.
Yeah. Roll me a perception. We'll see what you get.
That is going to be my character back and forth. 23.
23. Oh, that's really good.
Mhm.
Dog senses.
I get it. Yeah.
So you can hear not only the sound of the water flowing down this central channel, but it sounds like it might be trickling down from someplace higher up around the bend.
Okay. So I'll follow that sound.
All right.
I'll follow him.
So you follow the tunnel, and eventually you round the corner, wary for anything that might be lying in wait. Ahead is a chamber bathed in light. The ethereal glow seems to come from a small metal grate some 20 feet overhead. A small rivulet of water runs through the rusted grate and down the side of a stained and slime-covered wall, running into and around small handholds that have been crudely carved into the stone. What would amount to barely a small candle's worth of flickering light now seems to bathe the dark stone chamber in radiance. You can see a variety of crates stacked in the corner, all empty, but some with packing material of fresh straw.
Fresh straw.
Fresh.
I will go over and sniff the crates to see if I can pick up any known smell.
You definitely smell the scent that you were following originally, that you believe might be were-rats.
How long have we been in the sewers?
I would say it's been about 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, that
Wow.
long.
Well, let me
Yeah.
think about it.
Because I can only be an hour
Okay.
in BC.
That's
So
good.
I'm smelling them, just myself.
Just
Like,
normal. And you're rolling around and stuff as a
Fours,
person
yep.
too.
Up fours.
He didn't even realize he wasn't a dog, and we just kind of let him
I'm
know.
really-
Don't
I'm
tell
so
him.
new to
Don't tell
I'm
him.
so new to this beast form stuff that I still think I'm a dog.
No, we'll I think
'Cause
what
I'm
did I
just gonna
say
turn back
at the
into-
beginning? It was like 300 yards, and I would say you probably have moved maybe 3 miles, and then there's a fight, so probably a lot less. The going might have been tough in some spots, but we'll say an hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I'll change back into my human form.
Okay.
And then realize I'm in my human form and this smells, but I smell quite badly. But yeah, I'll tell them that this is certainly picked up the scent of
Okay,
what we were following.
So this is like a room, basically, like a basement.
Yeah, it's a kind of a dead end. It looks like there's a grate up above, and it's just kind of meant to
I think that's the
capture
old market.
whatever overflow there is from this grate and run it down into one of the main tunnels.
But these boxes
But-
are stored here are fresh straw.
So I'd like to open up the boxes and see what's inside.
Okay. Let's see. As you approach the boxes, you notice that these crates seem relatively new. A deeply burnt brand can be found on each one. It's a brand that Triss immediately recognizes: an axe and a mining pick crossed over a blocky PW.
PW.
Which Triss would know stands for her employer, Peck and Wimby.
Former employer.
Former employer, correct. As you explore the empty crates, your boots, Kragar, manage to crunch on some broken glass. Digging through some of the discarded straw, you find a small vial with a trace of dark purplish fluid at the bottom.
Okay, at the bottom of the crate.
There is dark purplish fluid at the bottom of the vial, just a trace.
Okay, but the vial was in the crate, and the crate's pretty much empty.
Yeah, there was some discarded straw that had been pulled out of one of the crates on the ground, and that's what you stepped on. And so, as you dug around, you managed to find a intact vial.
All right, I will carefully pick up the vial and study it.
All right.
What it is? Does it look like a potion?
You can roll me something, and I'll let you choose something that makes sense, history or something with the arcane, perhaps.
Arcane. I mean, I'll pretty much have investigation, or I could do medicine.
Medicine might work.
So I rolled a 16.
16. All right. So you take a sniff of this, and you manage to. It brings back some memories, some of the darker lessons that you learned when you were in the Thieves Guild. So you believe that this might be a poison called Midnight Tears that's harvested from certain rare mushrooms that are found in moldering subterranean caverns. And what you know of it is it's a very powerful poison, and usually takes effect at midnight. Hence the name.
Okay.
Do you share this information with us?
So I look thoughtfully at it and I say, "This is remnants of a poison. We should be careful." And I'll toss it back into the empty chest.
No, I take it back.
Okay.
I pocket it. And then I say, do you know the remedy for this poison?
I don't know. Do I?
No.
Do I know what it does?
I can look that up quick.
I believe it's residue of midnight tears.
Does-
Oh, midnight tears.
I know all about that. So a creature that ingests this poison suffers no effect until the stroke of midnight. If the poison has not been neutralized before then, the creature must succeed on a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, taking 9d6 poison damage on a failed save.
96?
Yeah.
So it could just be 9 damage.
Could be.
I mean, but is it the stroke of midnight in your current time zone? I mean, what if you're riding rapidly west? Could you stay just out of midnight?
What if you're on a plane, on Dragonback, flying?
If you don't know what time it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Apparently the poison knows what time it is.
That's amazing.
Might
It's
be.
it's a lunar thing. It's a lunar thing.
Could be a
That
lunar
makes
thing.
sense. Yeah.
Could be Greenwich Mean Time or whatever.
No, Vadrigan Standard Time.
Vadrigan Standard Time. VST, people. Come on.
All right. I'm gonna
So is
carefully
this-
inquire-
oh.
I was gonna say I'm gonna climb on top of the crates to see if I can reach up to the grate.
There's handholds carved into the side. Were you not listening?
I was excited over the poison. Sorry, just lots of data here.
Processing data. All right. So yes, there are handholds. I don't know if Trish shared the information about the crates with anyone.
Oh, sure. Yes, I did. Of course.
Okay.
Ah, I know the symbol.
Peck and Wimby.
You know, we don't just walk around in silence looking at things.
Is there a reason why they would be distributing this stuff or in trading this?
Not anything that I was aware of when I worked for them, but they were kind of stingy,
All their money is in poisons.
apparently.
And Kragar, would your Thieves Guild, this is the type of poison they would use?
Well, I mean, Thieves Guild do get up to a variety of shady activities.
Yeah, in this in this universe, Kragar, you know that while people in the Thieves Guilds are familiar with this, it's fairly rare. And most often there's some kind of, drow involvement, at least in the production of it. So it's very hard to come by.
So this is fresh straw. And it's no longer there, just residues. So the actual rest of this has gone somewhere.
Well, we don't have proof that it was all filled with poison so much, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
There was just the one vial, and that was on the ground, not even in the crate.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hmm.
Well, let's be wary. And
Pondering. Much to ponder.
Hmm.
I will quietly climb up the handholds that I didn't notice before.
That were pointed out to you.
Yeah. She just smacks
I
you
mean,
on the back of the head and points to the
I
handhold.
would rather see a large creature try to climb up boxes if we can. Just
I'm
not tell
nimble.
him.
Okay. So you're climbing and you get to the top. It's slippery, but you're obviously very skilled in such things, and you manage to climb the 20 feet or so up to this metal grate.
All right, I checked the grate. Is it locked?
It's not locked.
Okay, is it on hinges, or just do I need to like lift it and put it aside?
Just it looks like you could just lift it and push it aside.
All right, I will attempt to quietly do so.
Okay, you try to quietly shove the heavy grate aside, but the sound
Try.
of metal on stone seems to echo in your ears. But a moment or two of silence passes, and you cautiously emerge into a small courtyard. Dilapidated buildings with empty, vacant windows surround a small, empty fountain. Brown, overgrown shrubbery partially obscures a narrow walkway that leads off to your left.
I will motion the others to join me, and I'll move up, I guess, to the shrubbery and hide.
Okay.
I will climb up and follow him.
All right.
And I will
So
follow.
you guys all climbing up, and you get
Yes.
into this sort of little courtyard area with a fountain. Looks like no one has lived there for quite some time. And you see Kragar in the bushes off to your left.
I'm scouting for movement or activity or anything.
From here, you don't really notice anything. The path is fairly narrow and runs in between two buildings. Each building is a couple stories high.
Do I recognize where I'm at? I mean, does it look like I'm in Old Town?
It does have the feel of Old Town, but you don't know exactly where you're at yet. Could be any number of small little neighborhoods that you've seen before in the area.
Are
How
there
many exits are
entrances?
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are our options?
Yeah, there's this path that Kragar is sort of hiding in front of. And then you could try to climb in through windows in one of the buildings. There appears to be a door on one of the buildings that's just kind of hanging off the hinges. So your choice. It looks like this shrubbery is kind of, some of it is growing there, but some of it's been placed there.
Okay. So, I mean, is this, I guess, alleyway or whatever lead to another main road?
You could surmise such a thing, certainly.
Well, I guess I'm just going to wait for everybody to come up behind me and then shrug and suggest we go to the follow this passage.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going down the path.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You
quietly.
squeeze past the clutching grasp of the lifeless branches, and your feet find purchase on large stones that have been worn smooth from centuries of use. They form a walkway between these two buildings. Fuzzy brown moss covers the mortared joints of both structures, and rusty red stains bloom down the walls from overflowing iron gutters above. Ahead, you see a half dozen steps, cracked and crumbling, leading up toward an alley. Although it appears empty, you can hear the sounds of life, a melange of voices, footfalls, and creaking of leather and wood, all blended together.
Okay.
Still going? Thinking?
Following your lead, Grigor.
Can we make out anything specific in the voices? Like, is there any? I listen carefully.
Yeah, like is it a were rat party?
Why don't you guys roll perception?
Okay.
16.
14.
16, 14? Okay.
18.
18.
17.
Wow. You guys are all right in there.
But I got the highest.
Just to point that out. You guys creep up to these steps, still keeping low, and you can definitely hear it. It sounds like normal sort of city activity. It's actually sort of a comforting sound when you get up there. It sounds, there's no shouting, no screaming, no fighting of any kind. It sounds like a small town, sort of, bustling with life.
Mm.
I think we've made it.
So do we take to the streets or try to make our way through the buildings quietly?
I think we should act like we own the place. How will they know we're not from here?
I would feel more comfortable keeping to the buildings. They may have a community of sorts where they do know everybody who should and should not be here.
Well, then they'll be very excited that a new band has arrived in their part of town.
A band that has emerged from the sewers?
Granted, we are not at our finest right now.
One of you is covered in ochre jelly.
It's dry by now, but it's
and
such a nice
sewer
full,
water.
flaky
It's just like
crust.
gel now in your hair.
Oh, hair
Spiky.
product. Yep.
Well, it would be useful to figure out where we're at, and I don't think we can do that from this alley.
This
don't
is the
we,
best area.
Why don't we get to the end of the alley and actually get eyes on what we're looking at?
Okay. So you climb up these steps, and almost the instant you set foot on what is a proper alleyway up above, you get your bearings and immediately recognize that this alleyway leads to a side street that then empties into Old Market Square that's just basically a couple blocks away. And from what you can guess, this will drop you off basically right next to the Night Rover Guild House.
Well, Kragar,
Okay.
you're from this area. Surely if we walked with you, we would look believable.
Well, we're trying to get to the guild house, so are we ready to just show up?
It's up to you guys. But that is that is where Auden Wayne, one of the faction leaders of Old Town, was holed up. And you were supposed to meet with him and tell him to join the Alliance. Join the Alliance.
Well, let's go say hi to Auden.
Okay. So you make it through the side street or the alleyway that leads to the side street, and that's where most of the activity is coming from. And people seem very interested in just, ignoring each other, going about their business. But there are some small groups of people, some merchants out selling their wares, and so it definitely feels like there are a lot more people in Old Town, and there's a lot more activity in Old Town. And, if you guys play it cool, you probably should be able to blend right in and hopefully just head towards your destination.
You see, you two, you were worried for nothing. The flavor text was just making you nervous.
So you do some walking through this lively part of the city. At least it seems that way.
Hello, nice to meet you. Looking good.
Should we be handing out flyers?
Big show tonight at the Night Rover Guild House.
That's right.
You approach the imposing marble facade of your old order's headquarters, Kragar, and glance around to see if you're being watched. While the square is far from empty, like I said, most people seem to be just passing through, briskly walking toward one destination or another. You could, I guess, try to be cautious because you recall a small side entrance that leads directly to the baths on the lower level, or you could walk up the main stairs and try to go in the front doors in front of everyone in Old Market. Your choice.
Do you tell us that there's a side entrance?
I think for a moment I say we should go around the back. There's a side entrance. It'll be a little more discreet.
Yes, do that.
It's not a very subtle building for such a secret guild.
Well, it
Oh,
was
this-
an old bathhouse before they took it over. So
Yeah, this isn't the Thieves Guild. This was the Night Rovers. We were pretty much
what would you equate them to? The Pinkertons, maybe?
Okay.
we specialized in recovery.
So actually, if you walk past the main entrance, you know that it leads to a sheltered walkway that would, prevent prying eyes from spying you as you walk toward a flight of steps that goes down to a door. And at the bottom of the stairs, this door, you notice, is made of a very sturdy wood. But over time, with all of the warm, moist air contained inside, it has slowly rotted from the inside and has weakened it substantially, as well as the frame around it.
Well, I'm going to go up and check to see if the door is locked.
All right. So
Do you have a secret knock?
Night Rover
Well,
knock?
Well, we did, but this isn't being run by the Night Rovers anymore.
That is true. So you go up to the door, and it does seem to be locked. But again, you notice there's a lot of give in it. The wood is kind of spongy around the frame, and you think if you maybe put a shoulder into it, you could fairly quietly pop it open.
I think that before I jump to that, I'm going to fairly quietly try to pick the lock,
Good idea.
being roguelike and all.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you have a spare key around here somewhere?
Did you check under the mat?
It was, but the mat's missing now.
Is there a little-
No longer says welcome.
Perhaps like a little garden gnome here.
Yeah. So you try to pick the lock. Roll something for me.
Lock picking would be your it's your dexterity plus your proficiency. So your dexterity, just your
there's
standard
no longer
dexterity.
a pick lock skill or
Yeah,
right.
so it's just your dex modifier plus your proficiency, which would be +2 right now.
Oh, that's super annoying. So that's going to be 10. I did not roll well.
10. So you try to pick the lock, and it doesn't seem to want to budge. It might be rusted.
I guess they're going to have to change the door. I'll try to shoulder it quietly.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a strength check?
That is an 11.
Okay. Well, fortunately, I said it wouldn't take much, and just needed a 10 to just kind of lean into it, and you can hear kind of the crackling of the wood on the frame, and suddenly it just gives way. And you manage to do it without making a whole lot of noise either.
All right, I will gently shove it aside to clear the way and then creep inside,
Okay.
listening for, people hiding behind the door frame.
All right. So inside, the air feels hot and thick, and the smell of the mineral-rich waters forces you to involuntarily wrinkle your nose. Marble encased columns fill the space, with a number of short privacy walls further breaking up what is otherwise one open chamber. Steamy mists rise off the nearest pool as the cool outside air rushes to meet it. Your footfalls echo loudly off the smooth tiled floors, but from your vantage, no one can be seen.
Do we want to take a bath?
I think
Why are you
Broko
all
should.
why are you all looking at me?
All right. So you're going to look around some more?
Well, I mean,
This is
it's
all
just
you,
a large-
Kragar.
It's a large empty chamber, so
So, Kragar, where would he be hiding?
I doubt they're hiding. They're probably just up in one of the main rooms.
Yeah, this is the lower level.
Well, then take us there. Let's go.
I'm sure they're waiting with anticipation to see us or meet us.
Yeah.
I
You
know
could
I
be.
am.
You handed out all those flyers, so you got to get the place prepared, right, for
Right.
the big show.
I know security is strangely lax.
It
Oh.
is strangely lax. So that does raise some alarm bells in your mind. But as you look around, you can see that, and you probably would remember this, the multiple broad staircases on one end of this room that lead upward. Thick stone balustrades lining each of them, that are made out of some kind of polished ivory-colored stone. Brings back a lot of memories for you. But you know that is what will take you to the main level.
All right. Well, I'll make sure everybody's ready to go, and we'll quietly move up the stairs.
All right.
Let us
So
go.
you head over to the stairs and you start to climb them. And upon reaching the landing, you're trying to take cover, using the balustrades to sort of, block your approach. And you move your way up quietly, I'm assuming, as quietly as you can. But getting closer to the top,
22 stealth.
22 stealth, you really start to pick up a strange odor that's unrelated to the baths below. This
Or
odor
Brokos.
assaults your senses, and ahead, through a row of columns, you hear faint noises. And that is where we're going to end it for this week.
Cool.
Awesome job with the fight, with the puzzle, with everything. That was very quickly done, and got a lot farther than I thought. So good job,
Using our
everybody.
skills.
You're definitely using your skills. I was super impressed. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where those noises and those smells are coming from next week or next time. Until then,
It's been a very smelly campaign, Jerry.
smelly. Start to
Dark
finish.
and smelly.
Dark and smelly.
Well, good job, everybody. This was an awesome episode. You guys are moving some key parts of the story along, and
Cool.
yeah, you're doing a great job. Great teamwork too.
I like to think the story's moving around us, Jerry.
That is true. Well, take care, everyone, and we will
All
see
right.
you next time.